Hello and welcome to another episode of Cards Unbarred. My name's Ryan, and in this video I'm going to show you the 3 to 4 player trick-taking game 7 Prophecies, designed by Hinata Oraguchi. In this video I will be showing you the Japanese components, art, and gameplay. However, New Mill Industries, an English publisher, will be creating an English version of this game at some point in the future. All rules and gameplay I will be explaining and showing in this video are going to be based off the Japanese version. So I will put the Board Game Geek or BGG link in the show notes below. That way you can go to the BGG page to stay up to date for any changes that may happen for the English version. I do believe there are going to be some scoring changes in the new version that is coming, so be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, let's go to the table and I'll show you how to play. The components in 7 Prophecies consists of 52 playing cards, ranked 1 through 13 in 4 suits: blue, purple, green, and yellow. 4 prophecy cards numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 scoring cards numbered 1 to 8. 32 cubes, with 8 cubes in each color of blue, red, white, and black. And 4 player discs in the 4 same colors of blue, red, white, and black. In 7 Prophecies, each round will consist of up to 10 tricks, with players predicting on where they will rank on 7 of those tricks. The first player to correctly predict their 7 tricks will score positively, everyone else will lose points, and the player with the most points at the end of the game wins. When setting up for a 3-player game, you will remove the 12 and the 13 of all 4 suits, as well as the number 4 prophecy card, and 8 cubes and 1 player disc of 1 color. In this video, we're going to set up for a 4-player game, so we're going to use all of the components. To set up for a game of 7 Prophecies, each player will select 1 color and take 8 cubes and 1 player disc of that color. Next, place the 4 prophecy cards in a vertical column with the 1 at the top and the 4 at the bottom. Then place the 2 scoring cards directly above the prophecy cards, making sure the 1 is on the bottom and the 8 is on the top. Now I will say in this video things are going to get a little crowded, so really when you're playing you can put the scoreboard anywhere you want as long as it's within reach of all players and everyone can see what the score is at any time. Either way, have each player place 1 of their cubes underneath the 1 on the scoring track. Next, shuffle the 52 playing cards and randomly remove 2 of them face down off to the side. Make sure players do not see these cards. These will be unused for this current round, but make sure you put them back in the deck when you shuffle for the next round. From the remaining 50 cards, deal out 5 stacks of 10 cards each. Once all cards are dealt, each player will take 1 of those stacks into their hand, creating their 10-card hand. Players may look at their cards, but make sure they keep them hidden from all other players. When dealing for a 3-player game, reveal the first 2 cards face up and the next 2 cards face down. These 4 cards will be off to the side for this round. From the remaining 40 cards, deal out 4 stacks of 10 cards each, and each player will take 1 of these stacks into their hand. The remaining stack is what is known as the future cards. Without rearranging these cards, flip 1 card over at a time above the prophecy cards, creating the 10-card horizontal row for the 10 tricks to be played. It will look something like this once it's all set up. And now that we are set up, we are ready for each player to create their 7 prophecies. Before the first trick is played, each player will simultaneously predict how many times they will get from 1st to 4th place in these 10 tricks. That is what those 7 cubes that you have left over in front of you will be used for. So you'll be predicting 7 of the 10 tricks where you will rank from 1st to 4th. Now, players are not supposed to see what other players are predicting when you are doing this, and because it's done simultaneously, and the game does not include shields, the way we like to do it is use our hands to block the cubes and sort of place the cubes in the vertical space in front of us to show 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It's a little fiddly, but it should hopefully work. And once everybody's done, you'll then just simultaneously lift your hands to show where they are. and then you'll move the cubes next to the prophecy cards to show where everyone has their cubes ranked, first, second, third, or fourth. Once predictions have been made, we are ready to begin the trick play. Each round will consist of 7 to 10 tricks, depending on how quickly a player can complete their 7 prophecies. During each trick, all players must play a card that matches the color of the current future card. So in our situation, the future card for the first trick is purple. So if you have a purple card, you must play it. The second trick is yellow. So if you have a yellow card, you must play it, so on and so forth for all 10 tricks. With that in mind, looking at the blue player's hand, they have a 2, a 9, a 10, and a 12 of purple, which means they must play one of those 4 cards. And they will choose to play this purple 2. And then we go to the red player, who only has a purple 13 in their hand, so they must play that card. They don't have a choice. The white player will then look at their hand, and they have a 6, an 8, and 11 of purple, so they can choose to play one of those 3 cards, and they will play the 8. And then finally, the black player, and they don't actually have any purple cards in their hand. So when you don't have a card in your hand that matches the color of the future card, you are allowed to play any card from your hand that you'd like. So in this case, the black player will play this green 10. Once everyone has played a card, you need to determine the ranking order of those cards. Among the players who played a color that matched the future card will be ranked higher than all players that did not match the color regardless of its number. So even though this 10 is higher than the 2 and the 8, because these cards are purple, they are going to rank higher than the green 10. So what we need to do is rank each card from first to fourth, then starting with all cards that match the future card. Simply, the higher the number, the higher it ranks. So red is going to place their number 13 on the first section. When you place your card there, you want to see if you have any of your cubes next to that prophecy card. In this case, the red player does, so they will place their cube on top of their card. Looking for the second ranked card, it's going to be the white player with the purple 8, and they do have a cube in the second area, so they will place it on their card. Blue will then slot their card into third, which they have a cube and will place next to onto their card. And finally, the black player goes into fourth and puts their cube on their card. The player who ranked first in that trick will lead the next trick. In a situation where multiple players do not match the future card's color and they play the same number, the later card played would win. For example, this next trick, yellow is the color of the future card and red is leading. They decide to play a yellow 1, and let's say all other players don't have yellow. So white plays a blue 13, black decides to play a purple 12, and blue plays a blue 12. Now, because the purple and blue 12 have the same value and neither match the future card's color, the later one played is ranked higher. This means that blue would be ranked third and black would be fourth, while white would be second and red would be first. And play will continue like this until the round ends in either one of 2 ways. The first way is if one or more players has placed all 7 of their cubes from the prophecy cards onto the cards they played. In this situation, all players who have placed all 7 cubes will score 2 points, and all other players will score 1 point less than the number of cubes they have remaining. So in our situation we have here, black was the only player who placed all of their cubes, so they will score 2 points. White has 1 cube left, so 1 less point in the number of cubes would be 0 for them. Blue and red have 2 cubes left, so 1 point less would be 1. So they will lose 1 point each. Now players can never have less than 0. So currently, since everyone is at 0, black will get the 2 positive points and everyone else will just stay at 0. The other way the round can end is if all 10 tricks are played. If that happens, then all players will lose 1 less point than the number of cubes they have left. So if we manage to go all 10 tricks and it looked like this, black would lose a point, white would lose 0, and blue and red would lose a point. So black would drop back 1 and everyone else would stay at 0. To prepare for the next round, shuffle all playing cards together, remembering those 2 that were left off to the side or 4 in a 3-player game. Return all 7 prophecy cubes to each player, and deal out the cards again for the next round. You will play 3 rounds in a 3-player game and 4 rounds in a 4-player game, and whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. If there is a tie, players will share the victory. There are 2 scoring variants that you can use while playing 7 prophecies. Both variants will remove the scoring track and make the game a little bit simpler or quicker. The first variant, instead of gaining or losing points at the end of the round, it's simply the player to fulfill their 7 prophecies twice wins the game. So in a round, if you complete placing all 7 of your cubes, you've done that 1 time, do it twice, you'll win the game. The other variant is only playing a single round, and the player who fulfills the most prophecies will win. So even if you go all 10 tricks and you haven't placed all 7 cubes, it's simply whoever has placed the most. Now, if you do manage to place all 7 cubes, if more than one player does it at the same time, the player who is closest to the 4th place on the last trick wins. Otherwise, that's everything you need to know to play 7 prophecies. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Thanks so much for watching.